as the game goes on, Camille is just going to be able to manhandle this Gnar up in the top lane. And overall, I think scaling favors Frank Esports up and down the lineup, but certainly MFT have their opportunities hyper scaling Senna as the game moves into the super late stages of the game, and also the Silas to try and keep up. But I love the team fight potential coming out for Frank Esports, and with the Seraphine ultimate and the Seraphine sustain, I'm not sure if the side of MFT have enough in a tank to be able to punch through it as the game moves forward.
So much healing there as well. It's going to be fun to watch, nevertheless, a fun draft to finish us off for Frank Esports and Falcon team to end your PCS night. Now, for the runes across the borders, we see a bit of an invade here. Nothing looks too different. Airy for the poke out in lane here for bottom. Pretender going for the lethal tempo, as one would kind of expect. And, you know, apart from runes, we have to note that there is triple TP on the side of Frank Esports.
Yeah, triple TP, when you are running the Seraphine into that bottom lane, you aren't looking to take super aggressive trades, so you have the ability to go for more of you know, the control mage style of summoner selection. And for Whale and Issue, it's also a Senna Tom Kench. Yes, sometimes we'll see the Senna Tom Kench be able to find those 2v2 kills, but for the most part, you pick this dual lane not for those 2v2 duo kills.
Yeah, they have a strong level 1. Always surprises people that Senna Tom can do that much damage in the early game, but as you alluded to, the safety is also good there. As Pretender starts off with a pretty good trade here on the Yone. I feel like it's going to be a lot talked about this mid because a bit of strength in the mid jungle 2v2 on both sides. More engaged so on Falcon teams. And we'll look at junglers here, Nightstar, because they are both tracking up towards the topward side, up towards that top lane where we also focus on YSKM, and he's pulled out a bit of a doozy with this final game of the night.
Yeah, bringing out the Camille pick. And I mean, the Jax, while it was, I believe, available for YSKM, the Jax isn't a good matchup into the Gnar, so that's why he opts towards the Camille. But it makes a lot of sense for Frank Esports. They just constantly save draft resources for this man to make sure he gets his preferred matchup. And now 665 looking for an invade, but it is spotted out by a ward. Maybe he pivots for a gank instead.
I mean, Pretender wants a cannon, but he's not going to get caught with his pants down on this one. So 665 just pops on in and doesn't waste too much time on the back end while Hollow keeps on farming away. You look at the farm difference built up already. Hollow up a couple of camps, and with these Krugs going down, will make it about 3 with 665 still looking for action. But, I mean, Hollow just keeps farming away as 665 wasting so much time.
He was very, very happy. Now has a 1-level lead. Knows that the vision plant was popped. And now maybe looking for the 1v1 fight for that crab. But unfortunately, Smite used by 665 and they instantly burst that out. However, at the least, you know, still have the bottom crab, and it is confirmed by his bot lane that the crab is still alive.
Yeah, making sure as well that, you know, no vision along the way too. For Falcon team, their bottom lane, keeping up with CS here in the Seraphine and a moving lane. As Eminem actually going to get charmed here, or locked down rather. Tongue Lash, a good trade back, but there is great healing from Seraphine, even at this point of the game. The shielding's there. And that's why bottom is going to be a bit of a snooze fest. Both have healing, both have sustain. Less junglers come down, well, then it gets exciting.
Yeah, it should be noted that Whale got out.
Okay, well,
yeah, as you were saying, bot lane very volatile because there's not enough shields and heals. And that's exactly where that first kill comes down. Whale just caught out trying to ward that bush. And I mean, that's a great pickoff for Frank Esports. And all in all, it doesn't necessarily change the scope of that bottom lane, but it's still gold in their pockets, especially for a Viego.
I mean, I was going to say, might not change bottom lane, but the game at least. feels like it's going to be influenced as Tucker goes for the all-in here. Armor shield's there. Wires Cam with the hook shot, walk shot, obviously not available for the time being as we pan across the mid lane where Pretender is again getting threatened for a gank. So he has to back away and Hong gets to play with the farm for a little bit longer. So on the point of Hollow getting the kill too, he had to burn the flash for it, but note that Whale burnt both of his in the process.
Yes.
So bit of repeatability available here for the Viego who already got fed off the center bot.
Another important thing to track is, of course, the mid-jungle combination. As Hong 2, as the Silas is going to have a lot of skirmish potential. And for Pretender, he'll have a little bit more duelist potential and also that wombo power later on with that ultimate. Okay, Taco level 6.
Well, Wisecam 1-6 as well. Taco going very much over the top of the minion wave, but still doesn't really need to care about the all-in. Wisecam will get 6 right off that minion, as you can see on your screen, and he'll pick up the majority size of this wave. So not too far behind up in that top lane as Taco ends up going back here, picks up the Berserker Breach as well. Excuse me, Ninja Tabi. No, plated steel caps, as we are now new generation. And as he comes back, doesn't have to burn the TP, so will have himself a bit of a TP advantage up in this top lane.
We'll see if he's able to actually find usage for that before YSKMs comes back up. As Carries makes his way over into this mid lane to get control over this crab. And it's possibly an invade into this bot half of the jungle to try and further threaten the missing summoners on this setup.
I mean, trying to leash away red buff as it walks down. 65 knows that jungle's here, but suspect it's everyone. Pretender has himself the Fate Unsealed, and as Smite comes through, Hollow gets away with red buff, but Hong is walking into certain death. Bandage toss was so close to connecting and would have set up for the perfect Pretender ulti as well.
I'm surprised they didn't try and perhaps force that play, knowing that they had the chain CC possible there, but you know, playing it safe has also been Frankie Esports' name of the game.
Good little stun there. YSKM still not just all-inning, doesn't care. Taco tries, but it's just going to be a little bit of pressure. The cost of his ult, that's not on a long cooldown as Carries once again missing. Encore was a bit rubbish, and Eminem now down his ulti.
Oh man, missed opportunity for Frankie Esports, but now 2v2.
I mean, this opportunity is actually kind of great here as Pretender goes to the all-in. The Fate Unsealed finds him over the wall, and Hollow does as well. Match step, but Hong!
He's gone!
His burst damage unexpected. 665 survives thanks to the clutch play from his mid laner.
And Hong too. Huge there with his own stolen Fate Unsealed. He's able to turn the situation around. So much damage pouring in onto 665, but he's able to survive with the extra proc of the Triumph, helping him out. So Frankie Esports, unfortunately, it was well thought out. They knew that he was in the bush and they collapsed onto it, but MFT executed the fight better. I believe the Fate Unsealed misses onto 665, not sure. He goes in. Yep, it does get flashed away, and that's critical because the Fate Unsealed coming in from Hong 2 actually does land on both of them. And that damage, that small damage differential makes all the difference.
I think Silas is just continuing to impress me game after game. There are so many moments where it can fall short, but Nightstar, we're seeing this pick come through in many different leagues. Time and time again, and especially since healing reduction is down, Silas is still at a good place.
Yep.
And Hong once again has so many great ults to steal this game, like Encore, Curse of the Sad Mummy, Fate Sealed, like everything works for him in this game, and now with the kill lead as well. The snowball starts a little bit early when we talked about, alright, limited damage sources here for Meta Falcon team and what they need to kind of achieve as Taco, once again, just doing the same old. And I feel like that's a great way to start this game when Meta Falcon team were losing out in gold, thanks to some of the plays bot.
And that's also the strength of Silas in this meta. When it's revolved around team fights, that means it's more about these big wombo ultimates. And what's better than Silas to be able to get access to all of those, or at least your choice of those. And And a lot of these utility teamfight ultimates, well, they have a great AP ratio, but usually the champion that has it doesn't build a lot of AP themselves.
Good
Oh, that's a
here
great
from
side.
Pretender. Yeah, but let's look and see how the play develops, because as Hollow comes in, Meta Falcon team actually backing away. So well spotted here as Pretender with the ulti. You can sense he wants to go in. Kerry's is now joined in as well, but without Curse of the Sad Mummy. And Nightstar, I mean, Herald's already taken away. It was already picked up. They're just making this play for the sake of it as Hong steals Curse of the Sad Mummy, gets Pretender, but a nice snap back here from the Yone as Hollow wants to come on in.
Level
Kerry's
6
now with the ulti available as well. But 65 pops his Crescent Guard and fade unsealed. The Wombo comes through from Pretender. He has a key. He has a damn door to break down. A double goes down over, and Frank Esports still on the board in a big way.
They've unsealed that mid lane, Hysterics. Frank Esports set up so much resources, and now the 1v1 top side.
I'm so excited for this game to continue on, with the blood continuing to flash away. Taco's about to die, the heartbreak is huge. Oh! 4-1 and Pretender solo kills the whale. We're going to have to call UNESCO for that one, or Greenpeace, because that is animal cruelty.
Let's go! Frank Esports, they just, once that mid lane play comes through, everything has just come undone for MFT now, as it's just that kill in the mid lane and a second kill in that, or for Pretender here. He goes and dashes in. This is the power of Yone. He just 1v1s you from a mile away, and he's still safe because of the power of that snapback.
Oh man, beautiful to see. He is close to getting his first item as well. Frank Esports continue to try playing this pick, and they're 3k gold up as we come back from all those replays. They've got a dragon. They've got themselves 12 minutes of such a big lead, where this Divine Sundra here on Hollow was picked up early. He's probably got a lot more gold he's sitting on as well, and right now, Pretender on this Yone, close to hitting level 11, and a mix of sorts with the Zeal and the Immortal Shield Bow components. I mean, first item's coming shortly. It's just a little bit delayed with different directions.
Yeah, the Zeal really helps out the lane phase, but more than likely going to complete the Shield Bow first here for the extra sustain. And up in that top side, we do have the Divine Sunder now completed. Really, YSKM, I'm thinking that he's probably just biding his time, and now that he has that completed, this is where he starts getting really aggressive with his trades against the non.
Just to get more plating. I mean, always love the E usage there coming through from Yones. So feel like right now, Pretender deserving of the praise we gave him at the start. Before we went into draft, remember, we talked a little bit about Frank Esports mid laner really developing in spring and being a bit more solid than a lot of people would have expected with the shortened down resume. Oh, are we just looking at him because he has no boots? Is the observer just being mean to 665 because he's very slow? I get it. He is very slow. He has no boots. He went for Gore Drinker first. He just wanted power.
I think they were highlighting that he had Rift Herald and didn't throw it down.
Oh, that's even worse. both
That
are
might
not
have
good
been
things. Both are not good things, Nightstar. Good catch, by the way, and yeah. So Herald's gone. That was not great.
That was not his finest moment, but with 665, he's also been a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to performance. Yesterday, they had PSG on the ropes, and a couple of curious decisions coming in from 665 did give PSG that lifeline to eventually win out in the game.
I mean, yeah, and we're just told by producers confirming the fact that, yeah, the Herald has timed out. I feel like you're trying to be polite and flame at the same time, Nightstar. We're going to get more from you in a second because MFT are gearing up for this fight, but Carries with ultimate available. Eminem has the encore too. I'm worried about the fate seal to come through from this Yone. Pretender has himself the mortal steel. Is sealed? No. Denied. A two-man fate score on the field is sealed. It's a bit of a feel from Pretender as he has to go all the way back, but Meta Falcon team have lost 665 and everyone has to run for the hills. Hollow still wants a piece of the action as he has the Heartbreaker and the Flash just about to be up. The stun comes through. Hong is close to dying, but the Kingslayer will heal him up. And Frank Esports, This is the hype I was bringing into this game. This team is so much better than Spring.
Yeah. Part of that is because of the improved lane phase. What is he up to? What is he up to?
YSKM is going deep and gets Taco and gets out. That's slick Camille play for the city. Flashes in a straight line. Still gets hit by the Dawning Shadow, but he lives. So YSKM, you can see the player cap. He knows. He knows he made a mistake, but he doesn't care. He just took that with style.
He just laughed the entire time he fail flashed into the wall. Oh, I couldn't help myself as well. But we get to see the replay. There's just too many teamfight ultimates. Yes, you can steal one of them when you are Silas, but you can only take one of them. 665 yet again doesn't have his best moment as he flashed into a wall, but you can only take one of those teamfight ultimates. And on the flip side, there's still Fate Unsealed, Curse of the Sad Mummy, and the Encore. So when it comes to like 3v or 3v1, when it comes to teamfight ultimates, obviously the 3 wins in that scenario.
I just like looking back at the replay here from YSKM. This turret dive was so well played.
Yep.
I mean, just walks up. Okay, let's turret reset aggro the first time, and a perfect little play. Watch this. No, Observer doesn't want to be too cheeky.
I would have just liked to see the replay on just his webcam on that flash. Yeah. He flashes into the wall, but this is YSKM Unchained. And there just hasn't been any attention thrown up into the top side from 665. He's really played focused on this bottom half. And unfortunately, Taco, he's probably one of their best players. Even though Hong2 certainly a boost in performance in that mid lane, unfortunately he hasn't been able to showcase all his power because of how well Pretender has also played with his team.
Right, there's been a good moment where Hong2 had a good turnaround, but the jungle intervention, the pressure, as you were just saying, makes it so that this guy can't do any much further, right? As Break Esports drop the Herald down mid, this one actually comes down, but it's bad as last one. It's charmed on in. Encore, Curse of the Sad Mummy. The bait there, the Fate Unsealed misses too. Frank missing a lot, but it might not matter with a double stun from Eminem. And the Heartbreaker again, Hong2 in a dangerous place as Taco joins in, maybe to die. Frank with a 4-man group up through mid, and Meta Falcon team once again. The hills are in their sights.
And for MFT, they have the Tom Kent split pushing down in that bottom lane. Unfortunately, he doesn't split push as well as this guy.
Are you ready to die again? Hextech Ultimatum in the same place, same time, and Hong2 as he TPs in, wants to go on the support, but that might be a mistake. He steals the Hextech Ultimatum, but YSKM, he can get over the wall. He's about to get uppercutted. Carries won't be saved, but YSKM's given a 3rd kill. This top laner is the reason we hype up Frank Esports as of recently as well. Is in a lot of trouble as well. Ignite down. We don't have a soul unbound here for the center, but we do have skill checks all over the rift from Frank Esports.
Oh my god, I am just so in love with this team, Hysterics. Not only because they share my name, that's besides the point, but the fact that YSKM literally pushes all these top lane matchups to its limit. You do not see any other top laner in this league push it to that point. Yes, we've seen the rest really style on opponents, but you don't see him look for solo kills each and every moment of the game. It's such a refreshing style in the PCS to see, where, especially compared to their previous top laner, Kurt, who is all about, hey, I just don't want to lose the lane too hard and be as helpful as I can be in the team fights. YSKM's very much the complete opposite.
And I feel like we don't have many laners like that in the PCS, right? I could go back and say, well, Rest has been one of them in the past, like as we saw in the last game, even on the Gnar, but outside of that, ICU was someone who got a lot of attention on Hurricane Gaming. But I look at YSKM and I see that 369, the shy factor as well.
Yes.
Throwing everything against the wall, against your lane. I mean, it's been beautiful to watch. And now 3-0 with the Ravenous Hydra. Meta Falcon team want to target him, but with the hookshot, wall shot getting him out. He'll be targeted still. This is going to be hard with the knockup. Just missing the Hextech Ultimatum there. He's hurting 665 as the healing won't be enough. The hookshot, wall shot won't complete a second time either. But Frank Esports, in the meantime, will get the Dragon. We'll get the bot side turret. We'll be able to make a trade here that still benefits them.
That's just so many resources invested in just killing a top laner. This is only 20 minutes into the game, Hysterics, and Frank Esports are up 8k gold, 3 dragons to their name. A Rift Herald actually used, unfortunately, it doesn't get anything off of it, but they get the fight, and time after time again, these team fights just look way cleaner coming in from Frank Esports because they have the tools to team fight rather than MFT, who feel like they need to find more of these isolated skirmishes rather than the full-blown 5v.
Run, Taco, run. Taco, how does he get out? Okay, well, I guess Hollow just doesn't want to take it, and that's fair, considering the whole enemy team right now is MIA. Hollow will spot them out all the way on the blue buff as he attempts to steal, but is not in the nick of time. We'll get the Gromp, though, so a nice little takeaway, but you can see that Frank Esports wanted to make the play, set up the Baron that has now spawned, and that is an objective bounty for Meta Falcon team because they're down 8,000 gold just about at the 21-minute mark.
Yeah, and the other cool thing has just been the change in Eminem's playstyle, right? Because last split, we talked about him being the main carry, the main focal point.
Oh, hold
We're
up.
going to have a fight.
There is an issue, quite literally. Dawning Shadow is going to come through. Now, issue as he walks away. Won't burn a flash, but it was Kerry's setting that up.
Still, you know, hard to pick off a Tom Kench, even though they are 8k gold ahead. You're certainly not bursting him in 2 spells. That's certainly not going to happen, but it means that they can turn their attention towards this Baron, and they have plenty of sustain to just take this without really worrying about getting taken low by the Baron. I mean, MFT,
no vision.
They're clueless. Clueless!
No vision whatsoever. Issue and Wild, they're the ones who are going to head in first, but Kerry's playing zone control. Baron is just about to go. Curse Sad Mummy and the Encore, it's a 2-man. The following engage, here we go. A stolen one from Home 2 gives a chance to Meta Falcon team, but the fate unsealed. Meta Falcon team have lost their souls once again. Pretender continues to be an absolute raid boss with a double kill coming through. YSKM has joined in the fun. Double for both solo laners, and YSKM, honestly, at this point, that must have just been some playful BM.
You even see the question mark pings coming out on that YSKM stopwatch, but clear as it is, man, that's going to be, that should be game, unless if they're going to respect the death timers, and they will. All right.
Dude, all I can say is you were hitting on a point before we saw a little bit of an engage about what Eminem was in this team and how the dynamics have changed.
Yeah.
A great point to raise where, you know, a more supportive member, as I'm sure, you know, we'll see in this replay. But the Frank Esports setup here for the solo lanes could not have been more perfect,
Yeah, stuck in that choke point, and this is also what you do with the Seraphine, right? The Mumu goes so far forward, you just line up the ult even better, and then once the teleport comes through, it's just an absolute lock. There's no contest for these solo laners on the side of Frank Esports.
They all
even the
him.
stopwatch. Hopefully it doesn't bite him. Well, he does have the GA now, so it doesn't matter. He knew he had the gold. That's what I'm gonna throw that to. And
I mean, they all spam pinged him. I love it. Frank Esports with the BM in return. It was all other 4 members that probably would be real. YSKM himself. I love it. It's a good vibe here, and this team now approaching 5-3. If they can get this win here, if they can seal the deal there, 11.5k gold up on Meta Falcon team. And right now, Frank Esports are showing up in a big way. This could be their split as they continue to rise up the ranks as Hollow stuns over the wall. YSKM is trying to end through the mid lane. 24 minutes. We've had some pretty fast closing games today, but Frank Esports with one more fight, they could make this stop right now.
Taco hopping in!
But it's only on the carry. Now Pretender still has ulti. Good charm with the Encore. Taco's now dead. Curse the Sad Mummy once again as Pretender's ulti yet to come out. He's charmed with a reverse Encore, but Pretender wants in. You can see it with them all lined up in a row. The fate is unsealed again. Pretender brings out the Yone and absolutely hands this over Hong2, over the rest of Meta Falcon team. The solo lane's impressive. The jungler impressive. Frank Esports making a name for all the Franks out there that are feeling the same vibe.
Let's go! With that win, they are now out to 5-3. They are putting the name out there. This is a Team 2 watch, and that post-game celebration, everyone just laughing as they know that they just absolutely